Okay, Shea's Vulcan S has reached about 500 miles now. I've taken her out for a spin and warmed her up. So I'm going to give her an oil change. There's always some bits of crud and crap like that builds up as the engine wears in over the first few hundred miles. So I like to get the change done as quick as possible. Cue the intro. Right, so we can see here 523 miles. Oh yeah, there's the short reach rod that I was talking about. When I got it, they had the long reach, or this longer medium reach rod, and they basically fiddled about with the gear rod here and moved it all back and screwed around with it, so I put it all back to normal. Alright, this is the oil filter, and I got myself basically 3 quarts of 10W40. Now, tip for you: if your bike is brand new out of the dealership, then it's going to have regular oil. So it's going to have the normal oil. It's not going to have any synthetic. So if you could want to upgrade it to synthetic, you can do so at this point. If you want to just stick with the normal oil and then upgrade it later, then by all means. I just went with the normal 4-stroke engine oil, 10W40 SAE. The first thing you do is you just unscrew the oil cap here, the filler cap. You don't have to take it off completely, but it does need to be unscrewed so it doesn't create a vacuum when you empty the oil out. Yeah, just leave that there, we'll clean it when we get on now. Get a clean bit of rag and just kind of cover up the hole. Cover up the hole there just to make sure nothing gets in it. First thing to do is you want to unscrew your oil thing now. Actually, it's a bit of a weird place to put it. It's like in the way of the kickstand. I hope you can see it. There it is there. It's a 17mm what fits it. So we'll take that off and just let it pour. Alright, 17mm. There's the oil nut just under there by the kickstand. Paint to get off. All that hot oil starts gushing out. Right, whilst that's all leaking out there, what we're going to do is we are going to clean the nut. I don't mean clean it. It's magnetic, so it's going to catch all of the shards of bits of shavings and little bits of metal and crap that's accumulated as the engine's been wearing in. Nice good clean there. Now that that's dripping out, just little bits and pieces, I'm going to just stick a rag underneath it because I've got to move the oil tray. It's just underneath the oil filter, the old one. I don't have the oil filter remover, so I'm just going to use basically just a big pair of pliers. The oil filter, conveniently enough, is underneath the engine. See that? That's your oil filter. I'm going to get that off. Nope. From there. Yeah. Right. Right, let's take out there's the new filter. Now, so everyone knows with your new filter, get a dab of the oil, you grease that up along the little rubber ridge there. A bit liberal. Oh, it needs to go just over hand tight. There. That's all it needs to do, hand tight. As tight as your hand can do it. No tools needed. Right, now that everything's been drained, you're going to put your recently cleaned nut back into your reservoir hole there. Right. Now, they've got torque specifications, and if you know what they are, then by all means. I don't. Well, I do know, don't over tighten it. So, tighten it to where it's hand tight, and then 1/4 after that is normally the way to go. Right, there it is, hand tight. There you go. Just a knoblet. I don't mean to overstate the obvious, but do make sure that your funnel is clean before you fill anything in there. Right, tools they want in this. Last but not least, let's screw that in there. See that? Little reservoir window there. Alright, quick inspection. Make sure that there's no leaking. Well, nothing's leaking out from underneath there. And nothing is leaking out from there. We've still got to take it for a ride though. But we need to make sure. You see that light? Notice how it's an LED light? That's one of the first things I changed out when I got Shea's bike. The light bulb that the Vulcan S comes with at the factory is dismal and dim. So I replaced it with one of these. I've got a link to that in the descriptions below. You seriously would want to check one of those out, because look at that light. Gorgeous and bright. I'm a big advocate for LED lights. That is one seriously bright light. Right, another check, nothing's leaking. Nope. And nope. Nothing's leaking. Warning light's not on. I think we're good. Now, any one of you who's bought yourselves a new Vulcan S and you're thinking to yourself, hang on a minute, how do I get into the seat underneath here? See that? That's an Allen key there to take this seat off, and the same with the other seat there. Here's how you do it. You get your key and you open up the side here. Right, there you go. Just here, there's an Allen key. That's the Allen key that you can use to remove your seat. It's got it all in the manual anyway, but like the guy I bought her Shea's old bike from didn't know that. He told me he had to go into his garage and pull out Allen keys just to get his seat off, not realising that this was already part of the bike. Little tips and things like that. So let's plonk that back in now. That thing there, is it this one? I think it is the relay switch. If you ever get yourself a 12-volt outlet and you want to rig up the one that comes with Kawasaki, you need to put that relay switch in. They're about $17. And the handy thing about that outlet is when the engine's off, the outlet's off. So there's no danger of you leaving something plugged in there charging overnight and draining your battery. I'm going to give a chain a bit of a clean. I've already done it once, like a couple of weeks ago, but You can never overdo a cleaning on a chain now. This motorcycle jack is an amazing thing that I went and got hold of for myself here. It's adjustable and it does a fantastic job. I love it. But if you're going to use one of them, you are going to have to need to get one of these, or a pair of these actually. See that there? The little jack knobs. They screw in there and you can jack your bike up the back end. Trust me, if you're cleaning the chain or doing any work on the back end of the bike, you want one of these, or you want a pair of these. If you're going to be jacking out the back of your bike, it's almost always recommended there be two of you, one to hold it up and the other one to jack it up. If it's just you on your own, here's how I do it. I use a little bit of 2x4. I put it under the kickstand. Stands the bike up more upright. Then I get the jack. Make sure it's on both sides, which it is. Lever up. And down she goes. Then you're free to clean your chain. Now to clean your chain, I recommend a chain cleaning brush. Make sure that it's all done properly. Now I've got a Shea saddlebag on there, I can't bother to move it. Chain cleaner. See that? Right, I'm going to give that a bloody good clean. Now I'm going to give that brush. Give it a nice lube. Now, chain wax. Make sure it's O-ring friendly. These are all self-contained O-rings on the chain. Go. Should do the air filter, but I'm going to let that go for another 500 miles. This baby is fine, she's good to go now. I'll take her for a spin, make sure all the nuts and bolts are sorted out, and she's good. I hope you learned a few things. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing if you already have. If not, you know what, hit the subscribe button, it's just down there. Cut more videos over there as well. Yeah, somewhere over there anyway. Everyone take care of yourselves. You ride safe. Laters.